Hey everybody, today we're going to kill two birds with one stone as I'm going to take photographs that I shot from a recent concert. I'm going to sort them, edit them, clean them up, and get them ready for production. And I'm going to do that in just a few seconds. So hold tight. Thank you and welcome to Max Concert Photography. I'm Robert Maxfield. I'm a concert photographer in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm going to take you through some of the processes, and we're going to process a band that I just recently shot out of Austin, Texas, and get their photographs ready for them, and we're going to get them ready for the magazine. So, whew, we're going to be busy today. The first part of the process that we're going to do is we're going to take the SD cards and the compact flash cards out of the camera, and then we're going to copy the files from those cards over to two different computers and set one up for archival on our archive drive. That way we've got the files in more than one place. On the workstation, I copy it to a portable drive, and then I copy it to our main data drive, which is somewhere in the neighborhood, I think, of 21 terabytes or more. It's huge, and it's a USB drive that plugs into it with 4 hard drives in it, and that's our working station. So we're going to copy it at least 3 times so that we have the information stored. In this concert, I used 2 cameras, both of them Nikon D800s. One of them with an 80 to 200 f2.8, and the other one an D800 with a 28 to 105 f3.5 f4.5 lens, and they're going to be marked camera 1 and camera 2. For a total of this time, I shot more than I usually do. So this time I shot 270 photographs, and we have to go through those photographs and see which ones are going to be the ones we want to use. We're going to do an article for a magazine, and we're going to make some selections. I'm going to show you how I take and edit color temperature, make some fine tuning to them, make selections for the photographs, and I'm going to show you the tools that I use to do it, and then we're going to store them. We'll show you the watermark that I use for them, and that's basically, we're going to go through our process for working on this one artist. Now, okay, to start the process, what we do is we copy the files from the SD card or the compact flash to 3 different drives in 3 different locations. That way we've got backups just in case something happens. And in this case, what I've done is my working drive is the G drive. So I'm going to take a look at it, and I put everything inside of where it says Artist 3. That's pretty much everything we've done for this year. And I go to Louisville, which is the name of the event, and I make a folder. Since there were 3 groups that were there, I make a folder for each individual group, that each artist, and I have 2 folders, one for camera 1 and one for camera 2. Camera 1 is a Nikon D800 with an 80 to 200 f2.8 on it, and camera 2 is a Nikon D800 with a 28 to 105 3.5 4.5 on it. So one's the wide angle lens, the other's the telephoto zoom. So in this case, I'm going to start out with camera 1, and what I'm going to do is I'll go down here, and I've already loaded. You can use Lightroom for this, or you can use I guess you can use I use my Nikon NX Studio for it, but what it allows me to do is go up and select that I want to go, what folder I want to go to. In this case it's Louisville. I want to go to camera 1, and I want to go to the folder that the files are in and tell it to go. And what it does from there is it brings up all the photographs And this group that we're doing starts out at photograph 4824, and I like that photograph, but I don't think it's a spectacular photograph. And then as we go down, you can see the different photographs in that list. And the reason I do this is in normal view, file view in Microsoft Windows, everything is about the size of a big postage stamp. And I want to be able to see what I'm looking at and see facial expressions. I want to be able to see if I like, if there's something about the photograph that I like that one's pretty good, a little overexposed, not bad. It also gives me a histogram up in the corner that tells me what the light looks like level-wise on the for the photograph. This one's a little bit overexposed, but we can handle that. I put out in the community tab that 3 photos from the set that I liked, and I wanted to go through and see what everybody else liked, because out of this, I bet I shot somewhere in the neighborhood of, let me see if I got that number. I shot 270, and out of that, I bet there's over 50 that I really liked, and I'm pretty picky. So I went through and I processed a bunch of them already, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. And I placed them under the artist name in the folder. And right now I've got 1, 2, 3, I got 13 up there. But I like this one a little better than the first one we saw. This is actually 062. It gives you an idea that they're on stage performing. It gives you good facial features. Exposure's pretty good. And what I did is I went up and I put my watermark on it, which is sitting right down here somewhere, that you can see the watermark. But this gives you a little decent idea of what the photograph's going to look like. After I take it, the original photograph. Let's see if I've got the original photograph. 062. Camera 062. Here's the original photograph coming up. That's the original photograph, and as you can see, there's a lot of junk and stuff and things all over the place. So what I did is I actually cropped the photograph so that it looks like that, and took out a lot of extraneous stuff. Yeah, I guess that's the word. I took a lot of that kind of stuff out of the way, and came up with this photograph. That's one of the photographs I'm going to use for the article. And get a lot of this stuff out of the way. This is one of the photographs that was in the community tab that people could vote on. She's a little unusual when she plays guitar because of the way she plays. If you notice, the body of the guitar is way inside of her right hip, and so she's got it off to the side quite a bit, which is pretty different. And then this one is one of the photos I selected from the series. That's the original first one. Yeah, okay. So let's get a look, see what we can see what we got. There's the 13. So then I have one that's a couple of them that are a little hot, like that. But let's go ahead and we're going to go through our list, our bunches here. And I've got that one I don't like because the pole's in his face. Every once in a while, bad things happen. Second guitar player. I'll give them a couple of each of those guys. That one's a lot better than the first one. And there's an arm coming out of that one, so most people wouldn't even notice that kind of thing. But yeah, the drummer, get some hair in the drum, and there's about 3 or 4 you can pick from. And now I kind of like that one. That one, I'm going to take on my notepad. That one, except I don't like the arm being cut off. I don't like that. But I think it's a lot better shot than that one. Or that one. Too bad I missed her arm. That one's kind of good. That's not bad. That's okay. That's a pretty good shot, so right there. So that's number 4859. So we'll look at that one and see what that looks like. 4860 is not bad either. Actually, I might be able to work a little bit with 4863. And 64. And then we get into the wide angle stuff of the whole band, which is 4866. What we did with this shot is they had another artist that was the headliner. They wanted to be had a stipulation, a restriction that you could only shoot from front of house. So I went out to see what actually the front of house was going to look like, and that's pretty much what we got from that front of house. And it sure was bright. I mean, it was bright out there. But nothing we couldn't handle. I want to take a look at this one, which is 4870. Because I think 4870 I can do something with. Maybe even 71. And you can see the harsh shadows that are coming about on these. And then it goes from harsh shadows to nuclear disaster. I'm going to play with that nuclear disaster. That's 4878. That's one I picked already, which is 4881. And you can see her guitar is way off to the side. And that one's pretty good. That's a good shot. See, that's a good shot. I picked that one too, so. Okay, so that's all of the shots that I've got on that camera. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the wide camera, and this is an actual photograph I picked. I cropped this section out of it so that I didn't have extra stuff in. I could have done it either way, but I liked it without all this and the extra person in it facing off the page. And you can see you can do it either way. You can add. Now that one's pretty cool. So that one's 4064 or 0064. I like that one. And then 65 is not bad. 68. Oh, that one's cool. And that's 76. 77's almost, 78's almost the same thing. And I need one of the drummers, so that one is 86, the drummer. I kind of like that one, that's 89. Okay, that is the selection process that we're going through right now. So I'm going to stop it and I'm going to clean up a little bit and then we'll go from there. You know, a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them, you know, that I get a lot of keepers. And as you saw, a large part of them were actually keepers for most people. Out of that bunch that I selected, and I could have selected a lot more, I selected 20 photographs. And this is a stock staple photograph right here. But the only thing is you're missing the bass player. If he'd have been right about here, it would have been perfect. But I'd had everybody. But we're going to go through a few of the 20 to look at, and hang tight. So anyway, just imagine having to go through that 270 times. You don't have to. What you can do is you'll look and see which photographs are obvious by using either Lightroom or by using NX Studio from Nikon, or whatever you use for whatever software that you're able to sort with, and you're able to eliminate a lot of them. But the big problem with this group that I had is, out of the photographs, there were probably, I shot 270, and probably close to 50 of them I really liked and had a hard decision on making. So that's a little tough. I'm going to go through them and get them cleaned up and fixed up, but that's part of the process we use here to edit our photographs, to make sure everything looks good, and then we clean them up, store them in a folder. We copy that folder to the 3 places that we've got all our backups in, and then from there I make a Google Drive, and I share that Google Drive with all the entities that need to see those photos, the group, the magazine, the venue, and any management that's involved with them, and get them so that they can look at all of them. If they have any questions or comments or need to approve something, they can do all that. And once that's done, we're done. So thanks for watching, and we appreciate you showing up and seeing what we do. And until next week, for Max Concert Photography, I'm Robert. We'll see you later. Bye.